All right. Hello, everyone. It's Julie from Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Thanks for joining me today. For today's class, we just need a few basic pieces of equipment. We're going to be doing some kayak paddling. So I have a dowel. If you have a cane or a broomstick or an umbrella, something like that, that will work as just a fixed object that you can hold on to space your hands apart for some kayaking drills. We're going to do that in a little bit, so you can have that handy. And other than that, we're going to use a single hand weight today. So something like a water bottle or a soup can, something else that has some moderate to low weight to it will also work as opposed to a hand weight. And of course, I always have my water handy, and I'll try to cue a few water breaks. If you need a drink anytime, though, of course, just stop and grab some water whenever you need it. All right, so we're going to get started as we usually do in a comfortable seat. So with back support, eyes closed is optional. You're welcome to close your eyes for a few moments and focus on your breathing here. And let's do a little bit of a body scan while we're here today with eyes closed. So thinking about nice even breaths in and out first and how that feels. Maybe starting to, with this full back support, think about how it feels to have a breath that takes you just a little bit taller in your seat every time. Good. And then your body scan might include just checking in with energy levels today, or if you have any injuries or joints that are especially sore or tired today that you might need to adjust some of our exercises for. So of course, working at your own pace and within your comfort level. I do not like the phrase no pain, no gain. I like everybody to be comfortable in their workouts. That doesn't mean we're not working hard necessarily, but it means that it's still, within comfort zone for sure. So whether that's cardio or weight training today, we're focused on that, comfortably difficult exercise zone for the most part once we get finished warm up. All right, so if you have your eyes closed, we're going to take 3 more nice big breaths in and out, thinking about really stretching up through your spine with that breath in and then holding that length of your spine with an exhale. Good, we'll do 2 more like that. And 1. Excellent. And then you can take your eyes to open, and we're going to set our shoulders in place. We have the chair back still to support us, depending on how high your chair back is. Maybe you feel your shoulder blades also in contact with the chair back. We're going to take our hands down to our side with palms facing back for a moment and do a few back shoulder shrugs. So thinking about not curling our shoulders forward, but bringing them back and in. So shoulder blades pull up slightly and together. So the movement is more to the back than it is to the front. Good, just a nice comfortable squeeze here. And again, if you have that contact with your shoulder blades on the back of the chair, perhaps you can notice kind of the rise and fall of your shoulder blades in this position. Good, we'll do 2 more here. And 1. All right, from here, dropping our chin to our chest, looking through center and looking slightly up to the ceiling. So just running through some range of motion with forward neck motion here. Great, we'll do 1 more like that. Down to the floor, back to center, up to the ceiling, and to center. Great, from here, we'll tip your ear to one shoulder, back to center, and to the other side. Last one each way here. Excellent. From here, you are welcome to move slightly forward in your chair if that's available to you. If you need to stay back for full back support, that is absolutely fine. We're going to do a little bit of rotation here. So both hands on your same side hip as we rotate side through center. Again, looking for just a comfortable range here. So especially because we're just warming up right now, want to make sure this range is just, yeah, just a comfortable move and not forcing anything beyond what our body wants to do. Good. Last two. And one. Come back through center. The side that you were rotating towards is the arm that's going to reach. So let's do a few arm reaches on their own now. We're staying lower than shoulder level, elbow slightly bent as you press that arm back to the side, opening up through chest and front shoulder. Good. Two more. And one. All right, we're going to add a few more pieces on that same side to our rotation. So pick what works best for you. One hand is still free crossbody to be on your lap for a little bit of movement guidance. The other arm is going to reach back as you rotate, coming back through center, and maybe also doing a bit of a shoulder check. So looking slightly behind as you rotate. Good. Two more here. And one. Excellent. Come back through center. We will do those same exercises on the other side. So both hands on your lap as you use those hands to guide your body into a torso rotation here. So rotating mid-spine, trying to keep those hips more or less facing forward. Good. We'll do two more like that. And one. Excellent. Coming back through center, keeping those shoulders facing forward for the next exercise as we take that arm and reach at a small amount of diagonal. So not right up at shoulder height, a little bit lower than that. Getting again that stretch and movement through front shoulder and chest. Good. We'll do two more here. And one. And then we'll add that rotation back to the move as well. So pick whichever pieces work best for you. Hand can come crossbody for a bit of guidance here as we reach, and perhaps shoulder check towards that side we're rotating to. Right, let's do two more here. And one. Excellent. Come on back through center. Hands can come up to shoulder level. We're going to do a upward slice. So pressing fingertips towards the ceiling. Good. We'll do two more like this, adding one extra piece if that works for you today, which is our side flex. So getting just a little bit more reach with that upward press with a bit of side flexion. So hips themselves staying nice and even on your chair. The movement is coming through your lower spine and your core muscles, obliques, pulling you back through center each time. So we're just going to do one more each side. Great. And then bring those hands actually to the same place again. We're going to do the slice straight forward this time. So palms facing in towards each other, pressing directly forward towards your screen. Good. Last one each way here. All right, both hands are going to come to your lap. Depending on your level of core control, this next exercise will either be a forward hinge with support or a press back into your chair back. So if you are doing the chair back press, make sure the wheels of your chair are locked and that you're in a comfortable position for this where there's no risk of tipping. So let's do our exercise of choice. So either our hinged forward hinge movement or a press back. Good. Two more. Long spine here. And one. All right. And then depending again on your level of core control, We'll shoot both hands forward as we slightly forward hinge and then come back up tall. So a forward press with a hinge. If it's best upright for this one, and a little bit of a back press instead, arms reaching forward, that's fine too. Great, or our hinge and reach. All right, 2 more. And 1. Excellent. Okay, I'm gonna grab a drink of water. If you would like one as well, go ahead and do that and grab your paddle, dowel, whatever is your instrument of choice for a little bit of paddling. So paddle in hand, we're not going to paddle quite yet. We are very close to getting ready to do that and get our heart rate up just a little bit. In the meantime, let's just finish off a little bit of shoulder warm up using the paddle. So give me a forward roll with the paddle. And really kind of accentuate the movement of your shoulders here. So get them going in a nice big forward circle if you can. And then we'll go back the other direction, pressing back. You can kind of notice where your shoulder blades are set for this as well. We want them back and down with those muscles that sit at the base of your shoulder blades, holding them in place. Last 2 and 1. Excellent. Bring that paddle just back down to your lap for a moment. Let's check in with our posture before we move into the next exercise, and just finish off warm up with this one. So up tall, you can be at the chair back or slightly forward, depending on what's best for you as we raise and lower. Shoulders stay back and down. So this movement is purely a shoulder exercise and warm up, as opposed to using the muscles that sit between our ears and our shoulders. We're trying to keep those muscles from doing too much of the job here. And this doesn't need to be all the way overhead. It's however your shoulders feel today, working within a comfortable range. Last one here. All right, let's get started with some paddling. We're going to do just a nice gentle tempo kayak paddle to start. And we'll do this with lots of little postural checks here. So again, you can be back on your chair for full back support. Of course, that has more support if you do not have a strong core at this moment, or if you would like to challenge yourself and you're able to come slightly forward off your chair back. Just make sure if you don't have the back support of your chair that you're checking in every once in a while to ensure that you're still really upright through your posture. Sometimes as we get a little more tired, our hips start to scoop back, and then we lose that core control that we have when we're sitting nice upright posture. So make sure you check in every once in a while to feel that your core muscles are still helping to keep you tall. Hips are evenly weighted here. Shoulders are back and down, and our spine is long. So we're reaching the crown of our head slightly up towards the ceiling. Good. All right. As usual, I'll change things around a little bit. We'll do a little bit of hinging and side flex in a little while. But for now, just give me a little bit of a higher tempo if you're ready. Good. So just picking up the pace a bit. Great. And then go back down to a more moderate tempo. So probably about where you began. And we're gonna do just a little bit of patterns. I don't have my timer set today, so we're just gonna kind of continue through a variety of different paddling patterns. and take a break a few times as well throughout this bit of cardio session. So whenever you need to change the exercise to suit you, so if you need to take a rest or slow down the movement, by all means do that. All right, so we're gonna go 4 quicker paddles by your knees. So probably about the tempo we're doing now. We'll go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then longer reaching side paddles for 4, 3, 2, 1. And of course, if your chair, the arms of your chair are kind of feeling like they're too close for a really close knee paddle, make it a little bit wider, that's fine. Yeah, just make it work for you. So for now, we're not doing any rotation. Just about lost count there. We're keeping nice and square, which also, of course, is challenging core muscles in its own way. Good. So quick paddles for 4, close to the body, and then longer reaching side paddles for 4. Keep going. Good. A few more here. Let's do it 2 more times through. Close for 4. Long reaching to the side for 4. And last time, close for 4. And long reaching to the side for 4. All right, why don't we just take a quick reset here? So that was our first cardio burst, and just check in and see how you're feeling, if you need to adjust anything accordingly. And we are going to get ready to start paddling right away again. I'm actually going to start right now, just with a nice gentle paddle. I kind of want to keep my arms moving to keep my heart rate up just a little bit. So we're going to do the same pattern, but change the direction of our movement. So our close paddles will be exactly the same, close to the knees for 4. And then our longer reaching paddles will now be in front of us for 4. So it will look like this. We'll go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's stay nice and upright with our shoulders square for this one for now as well. So bigger circular movements for those longer reaches. And then nice close paddle for 4. Great, keep going. Two more times. And last time. Excellent. Back to center. When you're ready to just get a nice even paddle going again, go ahead. We're going to change things up a little bit now. So what we're going to do is change our grip to be on one side. So more of a rowing, I guess, stroke, or yeah, this one. So your top hand is going to be your right hand, bottom hand left. And I have one other modification for you. So if you want to start keeping the heart rate up by just giving me a single side paddle, go ahead and do that right now while I finish talking here. And I have been adding a little bit more lower body options to class in the last little while. So if you would like to take the lower body option here, what it's going to be is an offset stance, meaning that If my right hand is the one that's on the upside of the paddle, my right leg is also going to be slightly forward of my left in the way my feet are set on the ground. So right foot forward, left foot just in its regular positioning, really. So if that's available to you and you'd like to take that offset stance with your feet, go ahead, and I'll give you a few cues as to why we're set up that way as we go here. So the first thing we're going to do is do a little bit of hinge. So we're adding a bit more power to our stroke. We're getting our upper body into the move as well. And of course, all of these additions are optional. So if you feel it's best for you today to be upright in this paddle stroke and just stay there with your feet nice and even on the ground, that is absolutely fine. Or starting to add a few extra variations. Good. So if you are taking the hinge and your feet are offset right now, meaning your right foot is slightly ahead of your left, maybe you're putting a little more pressure onto your feet as you forward hinge. So we're getting just a little bit of extra workload through our legs potentially with this exercise. So even though we're fully seated on the chair, we have that option of kind of turning on some leg muscles for a little bit of weight offloading onto those feet. Good. We got 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's switch to the other side and do the same. So that'd be left hand on top, right hand closer to your hip. And if you're taking the foot options, it will be left foot slightly forward of your right. Still at hip width apart though, so we're not putting our feet too close together. And again, this is totally optional. So regardless, get the paddle going from an upright position to start. And then maybe start to hinge into the movement. And then maybe you focus also on that extra pressure through your feet. So a little bit of extra press and weight offload onto your feet. The left side probably getting a little bit more just based on its positioning. Good. We don't have too much more paddling to do. I just have a couple more exercises here. So we're going to do 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. So if you had your feet offset, you can bring them back to center now. If you need a drink of water, go ahead and do that. I'm going back to a regular kayak paddle, and we'll do 2 last things with the kayak stroke, and then we'll be done our cardio for today. Okay. So we already did our a little bit of a side reach, but we weren't doing a side flex at the same time as we were paddling before. So let's do a few of those on their own, and then I'll go back to my pattern here. If you would like to stay upright, or it's best for you today to stay upright, go ahead and do that for your longer side to side reaches. Or if you are able to side flex, this does take some extra core control. So perhaps you're back on your chair. Good. So side flex is an option. We'll do last 1 each way like this, and then we're going to add back in our paddles of 4 just a few more times. So let's do our close paddle first for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then our longer reaching paddle with that optional side flex. 4, 3, 2, 1. Close for 4. Side reach for 4. Close for 4. Side reach. Good, close. And side. And last time, close. And side. Excellent. back to just a regular paddle, or take a rest if you need it. Here comes our last one. So we were doing a long reaching paddle to the front. We stayed upright for it before. We now have an option of hinge with even a little bit of rotation if that feels good for you today. So let's slow it down and play around with that movement on its own before we put it back into pattern. Before, our long reach was in an upright stance, so you can stay there. Or you can start to hinge and get that little extra bit of forward reach. And then if you'd like to also add rotation, you might be following the movement of that paddle as it crosses past your body. All right, so let's do just one more here per side, and then we'll go back to our pattern one last time. So upright, close to the body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Long forward reach, optional hinge and rotation. 2 and 1. Close for 4. Reaching for 4. Good. Close for 4. Reaching 4. Close for 4. Reaching for 4. We're doing this 2 more times through. Good. Last time coming up here, close for 4. Reaching for 4. Awesome. All right, we're finished with the paddle for today. You can set that down, grab a drink if you need it, and grab your weight. Okay, so moving on to do a little bit of resistance training. So weight in hand, of course, depending on how you're feeling today, maybe you have a sore shoulder and you decide that it's best not to use a weight and just to do range of motion. So following the exercise without any weight, that's absolutely fine. Or weight in hand, if that's best for you. So shoulders are set. We're going to do a chest press as our first exercise. And we're going to change it. We're going to stay just nice and square for the first one, and then change things up just a little bit for the second round. So shoulders are set, facing forward, hips are evenly weighted, core muscles are ready to support, and I have one hand free to either be on my lap for support or maybe on the arm or base of my chair for support if I need it. We are doing this as a cross body move, so we're going to press across and bring it in. And I want it to be far enough away from your body that it feels like your chest muscles doing most of the work. Make sure it's a really controlled move so that both on the way crossbody and on the return portion of the exercise that you have full control of the weight. It's not swinging, it's moving because your muscles are contracting and relaxing to allow that weight to move. Look good. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Great. Let's switch to the other side and do the same. So squared up, core muscles ready to support, evenly weighted on your chair. Ready to go here with a crossbody move. Good. And the weight is starting at about hip level and it's finishing maybe at about chin level, but crossbody and out, of course, about a foot in front of you. So nowhere near hitting yourself in the chin. Good. 3 more. 2 and 1. Okay, so we're going back to that first side again, and we're adding a potential of some rotation. And because we're doing that, we have a few different setup options available as well. So as we did with the one paddling exercise where we were paddling on same side, here we have a setup option of putting our feet slightly offset So I'm currently holding my weight in my right hand. So it's going to be my left foot that is slightly forward of my right, still about hip or shoulder width apart. And then just nice contact points on the ground. Again, if this is not an option for you, that's okay. Our focus is on our chest muscle for this exercise anyway, just offering a few lower body options. So if your feet are in this offset stance, a little active press of your feet down into the ground to activate through our legs and maybe a little bit more through our core here as well. We're going to do our chest press with an option of rotation. So we need to be slow and controlled in the process so that we really don't over rotate this. Right, we're going to do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And then switching everything up. So changing that weight to the other hand, potentially changing your foot positioning so that the opposite foot is forward. So again, I have the weight in my left hand now. So it's going to be my right foot that is slightly forward of the left. And if you have that foot positioning and you want to put some extra pressure through your feet just to turn on some leg muscles and those core muscles, here we go with the crossbody press with optional rotation. Good. We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, feet are coming back just to their regular stance again. So probably even to each other. I'm switching my weight back into the first hand again. However, if you are using an active hand or something else that closes the weight into place for easier grip, you're welcome to just keep it in the same hand. We're moving on to the opposite muscle group. So we just use our chest muscles. We're now going to use our rhomboids that sit in between our shoulder blades at our mid back. And that is our row. We're going to stay upright for the row today. Sometimes I give you a hinged option. And of course, if you love the hinged row and you want to do that, I have no problem with that whatsoever. But I'm going to demo upright today. The weight is starting with a forward reach, pulling in just wide of our hip. And again, if you need to make any adjustments to this move to accommodate maybe the arm of a chair or how your chair back sits, you're welcome to do that. We are focused on shoulder blade pulling to backbone. So as much as other parts of our body are working to help this move, I want that focus to be that your shoulder blade pulling to backbone is creating this move of your weight pulling from kind of knee level to hip level. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's do the same on the other side. So setting up tall posture, reaches forward to start, pulling in just wide of hip level here, and squeezing shoulder blade to backbone each time. Great, keep going for a few more here. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, switching back to that first side again, we have an option. So I said that we were going to stay in an upright position for this one and not hinge, but we do have an option of adding some rotation to our movement here. If you are able to come forward slightly from your chair back, we have just a little bit more space to work with. However, being back on your chair back is absolutely fine for this exercise as well. Shoulders are set, feet are evenly planted on the ground, and we're going to do our row perhaps just a little bit wider in its end point with an option of rotation. And if you're rotating, maybe you're looking kind of past your elbow as you pull back. Great, we have 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Switching to the other side again. Same thing there. Shoulders are set. Rotation is always optional. Rowing slightly wider than before, so wide of your hip. Good. We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, we are coming through center and getting ready to do a couple of core exercises. So we will do those next. We have, of course, used our core a lot today. All of our kayak paddling also challenges our core, and then most of the weight exercises we did had a core component to them as well. We're going to do paint shakers for our next one. So back on your chair if you need that support, slightly forward on the chair if your core control is okay to handle this extra effort that it takes to be upright to start, and then ready to add a little bit of extra resistance as that weight starts to come out from your body and back in at about belly button level. Good. So once you get the feel of this one, you can start to shorten up the movement and quicken it up. So just like you're at Home Depot shaking a can of paint. Good. So nice, strong core muscles, belly button slightly to the backbone, but not enough that it is restricting your breathing. Oh, I'm getting warm doing this one. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take a little rest. Reset those shoulders just in case they held a little bit of tension in that exercise. We're going to do that one more time. So shoulders are back and down, core muscles ready to support. The weight is being held in both hands, up and down as opposed to side to side. And we'll start to do a little bit of slow movement to start, adding a bit more speed until you're at a comfortable level of challenge. Good. Reminding yourself not to hold your breath here. Take nice even breaths in and out. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, I think I have time to sneak in one last core exercise. So we're going to do that with our side flex. The weight's always optional for this one. Weight can be in one hand. That side is reaching down towards the ground. The other hand is free to hold on and stabilize, keeping those hips nice and even on the chair as we side flex towards our weighted side and use our obliques on the opposite side to pull back up. So let's actually just do a few of these. We're going to do them slow. We're going to go down for 3. Doesn't need to be low though. And up for 3. Let's just do 3 more times. 3. And 2. And 1. Great. Switch up that weight to the other side if you do still have weight in hand. Shoulders are set. Free hand is holding on as needed to keep those hips nice and even on the chair. A little more feeling of stability here as we go down for 3, up for 3. 3 more times. Down and up. 2 more. And last one here. And up. Great. We are all done with that weight for today. You can set it away. And we are getting ready to stretch. I'm going to grab a drink of water as we do that. So we use chest and back muscles when we were doing our resistance work. So we will get those guys stretched out now, starting with chest and front shoulder. Taking your hands just lower than shoulder height. Soft elbows to reach those arms out to the side. Taking a big breath in while you're here, coming back through center. We'll do that one a few times. Good. 2 more times like that. And last one. Great. Come back through center again, this time pressing diagonally low, thumbs rolling in towards each other, pressing just a little bit farther back. And maybe now thinking about pressing your chest just slightly forward. That doesn't mean we're changing anything in our low back curvature. We're just opening up a little bit through front body, through your chest. Good. Ease your way back through center. Let's do that one more time. Hands press back, thumbs out. Thumbs rotate in, hands press back maybe a little bit farther. And then that little bit of focus on chest forward. So getting extra stretch through front shoulders and chest, and some extra space to take a big breath in and out. All right, bring those arms back through center again. This time we're taking our arms out to the side just to set them up to come cross body for nice release of pressure through mid shoulder blades. So hands are on the opposite shoulder, elbows are low, so they're resting on our chest. And we're just going to gently kind of pull forward. So rounding our shoulders just slightly, but keeping our posture tall. So those two things together mean that we're not curving through our spine. We're just letting our shoulder blades come away from each other enough to give that stretch through our rhomboids. Good. Ease your way out of that stretch and then come back into the same stretch. So one arm over top of the other, reaching for opposite shoulders. Same exact focus of the stretch. And maybe this time as you take a few big breaths in, you think of your big breath in, giving you a little extra space and stretch through your rhomboids. So the space between your shoulder blades and backbone on each side. Good, let's do one more here. Excellent, unwind from that stretch. Let's take a little bit of time to release through our forearms. And actually, we're going to do that just with a bit of a manual release first. So hand is just in a fist, just giving a little bit of gentle rub to the forearm. Good, just a little self-massage. And then we're going to stretch out this muscle group as well. So whenever you're ready, you can take that arm that you were just giving a gentle massage to, reach it forward, fingertips facing down, gentle pressure with the other hand through the back of the hand, just to get a little bit of a stretch through those forearm muscles. This stretch works best if your shoulder is low and your elbow is straight. If I bend my elbow too much, we actually lose the stretch. Good, let's shake out that hand at the wrist, at the elbow, at the shoulder. Shoulder circles to the back for 2 and 1. And then we'll give the other side that little bit of a self-massage. So with the knuckles of your closed fist, just giving a little massage to your forearm here. Good. And then whenever you're ready to give the stretch on the forearm, you will set your shoulder, reach your hand out with fingertips down, gentle pressure through the back of your hand. And just checking in to make sure your shoulder is still set low and that your elbow is more or less straight for this stretch to get the full benefit. Great, ease your way out of this stretch. Shake out that hand and wrist and elbow and shoulder. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to finish off with some neck stretches and then a bit of a breathing exercise to end class today. So you can be comfortably back on your chair now, and we'll drop our ear towards one shoulder. Let's focus on our breathing here. So I think we'll do just a dual stretch and breathing exercise as we're here. If you're comfortable here and you want to take a few moments to think about that space that usually holds quite a lot of tension between our ear and shoulder. Thinking about every breath in, maybe adding just a little bit extra space for a stretch. And every breath out, we're still maintaining our tall posture, even though, you know, our head isn't in alignment at the moment with the rest of our spine. And then you'll bring your head back through center and do the same on the other side, dropping your ear towards your shoulder. You're welcome to just hang out here or take that little bit of extra focus and breathing to that space to the side of your neck. So breath in, like you're adding a little bit of extra room for stretch. Breath out, maintaining the length through your spine. Good, last one here. And then bring your head back through neutral again. Our next piece of breathing exercise and next stretch will be with a little bit of chin retraction. So again, if you haven't heard that term before, it's not my chin coming down to my chest, but it's my head pulling back on my neck to give me full length through the back of my neck. So this is actually posturally a little better for my neck in this position because I don't have the weight of my head coming forward as much in this position. So from here, we can be back on our seat back, and do be a bit cautious with this, especially if you're in a chair that has a low seat back. You won't be sitting and pressing back the way I'm demonstrating next. So be nice and upright for it in this position, or move somewhere against a wall or somewhere safer. As long as you have the back support for this next exercise, hands can just be on your lap or on the arms of your chair. We're going to puff up through our chest with a breath in and release with a breath out. And with that same movement with chin retraction, perhaps you start to look slightly up towards the ceiling with a breath in, and then just return to your regular forward gaze with a breath out. If you're comfortable in that position and you want to stay with that bit of forward chest held position as we take a few breaths, you're welcome to do that. But we're not looking to put any tension through our neck when we do this. So make sure that it is with a retracted chin. We'll just take one more big breath in and out here. Great, and then come on back through center. We are ready to finish off as we usually do with 3 big breaths in, starting down low, reaching for the ceiling. And last one. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, Gordon. I see your message. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. Always forget.
That's okay.
Okay. You also have a nice weekend and
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yes, you as well.